Hey up me old cocker, it's Critical Rocky here with more of the chassis variant series. We're on to the Griffins, and I know there's been a bit of a delay, but better late than never for getting on to these mechs. Now, the 1S, the S stands for Steiner from the designers, and it was made in the 2800s, and was basically Steiner looking at the standard 1N and thinking, you know, we could do something that's a bit better. We can make it more of a brawler. See, one of the obviously major downsides of the Griffin in its standard configuration is the PPC has a minimum range, as does the LRM, so once a mech gets within a certain range of it, outside of using its jump jets to escape, which on tabletop was a very viable strategy, it really couldn't do much against other foes other than punch and kick them, which isn't great. So Steiner had a look at this and they decided basically to remove the PPC and drop the LRM 10 to a 5. This essentially allowed them enough free space to be able to add a large laser and 2 medium lasers. The colour scheme that I decided to paint it in was, if I remember correctly, I think this is Steiner Royal unit, guard unit of some kind. I know they use blue, very stark blue and yellow, so I went with that. The nice yellow stripe across it really worked, and it's using the Steiner colours in MechWarrior Online. So basically, yes, Steiner ended up making a brawling Griffin that had less emphasis on long range support, more emphasis on getting into the medium range sort of distance for the fight and start the attack that way. Now this is actually one of the few times I've been on attack on escort mode, and I actually like it way more than being on defense, mainly because there's the element of, you know, trying to poke around the map and find the Atlas while also engaging the enemy team, and I quite enjoyed it. Now the 1S, obviously there's a bigger emphasis on energy weaponry than there is with the standard Griffin. Obviously it still has its jump jet capabilities, and is overall, hardpoint wise, is still very similar to the standard 1N. As a stock build, it's actually quite heat efficient, I found. Very successful at being able to run in, fire all of its lasers and back out quite quickly. I quite enjoyed it, actually, a lot more than I think I did on the original run, because I think at the time I was just trying to really push for master slots on the 1N. And didn't really give much credence to the 1S, but using it now, I've quite enjoyed it. As I said, as a stock build, it's not too bad. The LRM 5 isn't going to be doing any, you know, great amount of damage, but if you see my Shadowhawk 1K video in the chassis series, you'll see that that can actually be quite effective. So the other cool thing about it was the fact that it's got a fairly decent speed once you stick in a bigger standard engine, especially once you free it up with double heatsinks and endo like I did on this. You can put in a slightly larger engine, which is great because it allows you to get a real nice speed boost out of the thing. XL engine can work perfectly fine in the Griffin. It's not too bad. Torso twisting will keep you alive for a decent amount of time, and the extra speed boost and obviously the drop in the increase in free tonnage that you'll get will probably allow you to mix and match those lasers a bit better. Have to be aware though that all of your laser weaponry is on your right arm, so a bit like a Phoenix Hawk, if you lose that right arm, you're pretty much dead in the water, unless you want to switch out the LRM for something a bit punchier like an SRM. But honestly, yeah, your main punch is going to be coming from the energy slots on the mech anyway. Overall though, much like any of the Griffin variants that I'll be doing for this part of the series, they're all, yeah, quite fun. I can't really say anything that bad about Griffins, especially their versatility, their speed, the jump capability. It makes them just overall a decent medium chassis in the entire game for the Inner Sphere faction. Compared to obviously some of the other mediums in the Inner Sphere lineup that can be a little bit maligned, such as the Vindicator and the Phoenix Hawk and stuff. Although there's great builds to be had within them, there are certain chassis that end up just becoming extremely useful, and the Griffin is definitely one of those very, very useful 55-ton sort of medium mechs that fill that gap between speed and firepower and armour quite well within the medium range. And if you haven't had a go with them yet, certainly give them a try, because I think you'll be surprised just how effective they can be. So yeah, quite like the 1S. This round's wrapping up. I'll let you see the rest of it without me babbling over it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Crystal Rocket, signing out.
New target acquired.
Looks like the enemy's VIP mech is almost at the evacuation point. The enemy dropship is arriving.
Critical damage. Large laser destroyed. Fuel at 25%. Warning, incoming missile. New target acquired.